Hi, it's Tamara from Fitness 60 and welcome to Workout Wednesday. For today's workout, I'm going to take you through a full body workout using your suspension trainer. Now, notice that despite the fact that I have a pull-up bar, I have decided to put my suspension trainer over the door with the over the door attachment. That's simply because most of you working out at home probably don't have a pull-up bar or something to wrap it around. So I just put it over my door to be able to simulate what you guys are doing at home. Now, here's the other thing. Please note that this door opens away from me. It goes into that room. So I have my attachment on this side of the door, right? You want to put have your suspension trainer, that's TRX, on whatever side is opposite from the opening of the door. So, and then if you have an older door, also make sure that you put this attachment close to the hinge so that it doesn't accidentally open, okay? So for me, I have it about halfway through the door on the side, the opposite from the way that it opens. And I already have it set to about mid-calf level because we're gonna start out with a giant set for lower body, and then we're gonna do one superset for upper body. Now, a giant set is just when you do multiple exercises back to back. That is more than two. If it's only two, then it's a superset. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first exercise is going to be glute bridges or hip raises using a suspension trainer. So because you have this attachment or the suspension trainer on the door, this is actually going to reduce the difficulty of this exercise because your feet are essentially going to be pressed directly on the door, or you can scoot a little bit back the way that I'm about to, and create some distance between your door and the foot cradles so that you're not touching the door. So to do this exercise, we're going to do 12 reps. We're gonna get our foot into position by sliding our ankles into the foot cradle, foot over the handles, and then we are going to create resistance, tighten our core, create this with your wrists and elbows on the ground for stability, and then you're going to raise. Okay, so this is a lot for those hamstring and those glutes. So you're going to raise and back down, up and down. If this is too hard, just scoot forward so that you have your foot pressed against your door, and then lift. Okay? For the next exercise, we're going to do single leg squats, utilizing the suspension trainer as a support. And I want us to make sure that we squat down so that our hip level comes down to our knee level, okay? So I have already shortened the straps of my TRX to about mid-length, or another way to judge it is till just about below my hip crease here. So we're gonna start out by creating some tension on the handles, and we're gonna bend the elbows, okay? Now, with these exercises, a lot of people go wrong by, when they squat down, rounding their back and straightening their arms. So we want to avoid that. We want to keep the tension by keeping our elbows, flexed and only extending at the very end, okay? So correct form looks like this. So you see how now I have a slight elbow extension and down. To show you on the other leg. So do 6 per each leg and then move immediately after to kettlebell swings. If you don't have a kettlebell, grab a dumbbell. We can do this with this as well. Engage your core, come down, and then you're gonna come up by bringing all of your weight. It's gonna come from your glutes and your hips, okay? So come up, grab the dumbbell with the other hand, and down, okay? Make sure that you're driving your weight through your hips so that you should feel this a lot in your core. If you don't feel it a lot in your core, you need to drive from the hips more, okay? So pretend like somebody has a string and is pulling you back. And when you come up, you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So do 30 of those, then take a 30-second break, and then go through that again, okay? So glute bridges, single leg squats, and then kettlebell swings. That's your first giant set. Once you've completed 3 rounds of your giant set, we're going to then move over to upper body, and we're going to do chest presses with inverted rows. Now, chest presses are very tough to do with a suspension trainer. So if you need to put your torso more upright to have proper form, do that. If you're still fairly upright and you're having difficulty, this is basically the same thing as a push-up with your hands elevated, so you can do that instead, okay? So to do this with the suspension trainer, you can leave the straps right at the same length that we had it for the single leg squats. And it should be pretty simple because you're gonna walk back and you're basically gonna have your heels up against your door, and then engage your core, so you start out in like basically a plank position. Remember, TRX suspension trainer, it's basically moving plank exercises. So you always want to focus on your core, tighten it up. So think of somebody like about to punch you in the stomach, keep it tight, and then extend your elbows, make sure that everything's straight. And then just like you would a push-up, you're going to come down and up, down and up. So see if you can do 12 of those, and then when you've completed that, immediately go into rows. So you're basically just gonna turn around, come back, bring your heels, and then it's just gonna be the reverse of a chest press. Come up, okay? Tighten your core and bring your chest all the way up. So do 12 inverted rows, take a 60-second break, drink some water, and then do that 2 more times through. So that's it, that's the workout. 3 exercises back to back for lower body, 3 times through. Then you're going to do 2 exercises for upper body, 3 times through. Grab some water, and if you want an extra challenge, go find a core stability, the core stability video that I posted last week. And on my Instagram for Workout Wednesday, and do that at the end of this workout. I hope you enjoy this. Comment below and let me know. Bye.